Dangerous virus is spreading rapidly in China, and U.S. officials are very worried that it could come here.
The coronavirus.
The coronavirus.
The coronavirus pandemic.
I think we can all say the COVID-19 pandemic has not been what we expected. It started off as an extension of our spring break, then we would go back to normalcy. You know, how life was before 2020. But now, with it being almost a year of living with the virus, we have to ask ourselves, have we really adjusted to living with the pandemic? Have universities and colleges really controlled the virus to allow higher education to continue? Or have the solutions they've come up with only create more problems? And with the spring semester being so close, what is the next step for universities like William Paterson to take? Bringing students back onto campus during a pandemic was a very hot topic this past summer. Many believed that bringing a large community of people into a compacted space would only lead to an outbreak, especially in the state of New Jersey. From late March until early May, New Jersey was ranked as one of the highest rates of positive COVID cases in the country.
New Jersey is expected to surpass 100,000 cases tomorrow.
Schools across the state, just like elsewhere in the U.S., shut down for the rest of the year. Many were concerned about the health of students and faculty and wondered how the universities would decide what to do.
Is it too soon?
Should schools reopen this fall?
After last year's spring semester concluding with seniors being frustrated about not having the full experience they worked hard for, the main focus was, what should schools do for the fall semester? Many people recommended that schools should stay fully online to prevent a spike in cases among younger people in the country. Others opposed and argued that students back home who did not have good internet connections or computers would not be able to participate in fully online schooling. But absolutely the main concern for students was paying to live on campus and then to be sent home with no financial compensation for the dorming they paid for. It took until early August when the email came that William Paterson and other surrounding universities and colleges would have a flexible schooling system for those who wanted to be on campus, commute, or be fully online. Some schools like Rutgers would keep their students at home for the semester completely. Private universities like Monmouth would decide along the state schools, and some even fully having all students on campus as a whole. Everything seemed to have come together to solve an issue that was concerning young adults in our state about their next semester at school. Then, the problems started to arise.
New concerns about the outbreak as the U.S. continues to set records. The total case load now approaching 3 million.
Infections on the rise in at least 40 states.
Outside of the state of New Jersey, schools started to see immense outbreaks on campus, one being the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, where a party off campus brought in over 400 positive cases of COVID on campus in a matter of 4 days.
This morning, it's class dismissed at UNC Chapel Hill, following a weekend of packed parties and growing COVID outbreaks. The university is reversing course, canceling all in-person classes.
New Jersey schools were open for their students to arrive, and with everyone on edge, many would wonder, especially on our smaller campus, what would happen? I can definitely say that safety is one of the biggest importance among young adults going back to school. And even while being on campus, many students still struggled with the idea of being safe in a crowded area. Our group member John interviewed some of his friends and they had this to say.
Yeah, I do think our school is doing a lot to get the coronavirus under control. We wipe down our desks after every class, and if we want to, we can wipe them down before we actually sit. And you're not supposed to walk with anybody in the halls or in between classes. And we're socially distant during class, 6 feet apart, with like every other desk in between one student.
Using data from our survey on COVID regulations on campuses in and around New Jersey, we were able to find that of 55 William Paterson students, 76.4% felt that the university was protecting them from a widespread outbreak. Comparing these results to Rowan University and Temple University, where out of 40 students we surveyed, 42.5% felt that their school was not keeping them safe on campus from the virus. And looking at how high their case totals of positive COVID cases are, it is safe to say that WPU is providing a superior COVID protection plan. WPU has laid out its extensive COVID plan to prevent a spike in cases on campus. They sent out all information to students, faculty, and parents, as well as putting it on their website. Rowan University, while sending its plans to prevent COVID on campus to students, failed to place it on their website where anyone could access it. Also, besides providing a plan, Rowan had failed to enforce its plan on campus. One of our group members, Cameron, interviewed some of his friends who attended Rowan, and here's what they have to say about Rowan's enforcement of their rules.
Hi, my name is Dylan Gordon. I major in marketing at Rowan University. And personally, I feel like I've seen a lot of kids still partying on campus, especially I see videos on that in social media. So I don't think my school's doing enough.
Another member of our group, Juliana, interviewed her roommate about how safe she felt on campus, and she had this to say.
I feel pretty safe, I'm not going to say everybody takes off safety precautions, but they do to an extent.
William Patterson has made their students feel safe on campus, which is very crucial for the education of their students moving forward. With William Patterson having a relatively successful semester with low amounts of cases on campus, they're becoming a more attractive school to attend because they're doing exceptionally well protecting their students, unlike Rowan and other New Jersey and surrounding state universities. And with this pandemic having no current end in sight, all we can do as students here is applaud the great work the school is doing. While we may find flaws here and there, we cannot dispute the numbers. Thanks, William Patterson, for being the standard for how schools should tackle the COVID-19 pandemic.